Welcome back to the shop. Being invaded. Let's try this again. Welcome back to the shop. This is my barbecue grill. It's been a fantastic grill. A little hard to see. Maybe this will help. My father bought this for me years ago, probably 10 years ago. And the grill is about 16.5 inches wide. And I can't find another one online, so we're going to try to make our own. Here's a better look at the grill. The design was such that you could open the front up and amend the amount of charcoal that you had in there. And what's happened is this is just broken off. But it's deteriorating quicker and quicker. Oh, look at that. There's something that's changed the composition of the metal, because you can see how just brittle it is now. Oh, I'm just breaking these off with my fingers. The whole thing is, there's really nothing structural left to it anymore. And I shouldn't be able to take a piece of steel and break it like it's made out of wood. Oops. Regardless, what I'm intending to demonstrate is the welding this back together is no longer an option. I can't. There's not enough structure left in this to... I about turned this into an episode on Band-Aids. Anyway, this is shot out. So what I'm going to do is I was going to they didn't have anything on Amazon that was comparable. I was going to go to the website, but then I said I don't want to buy the same grill top that's flawed. Granted, it lasted for 10 years. I said maybe I could find something else and make it adapt and make it better. So with that being said, I bought these cast iron grates that have two center bars. That way I can cut a circle around. Typically they're just they don't have 4 points of contact, and if you were to cut a circle, it would just ended up breaking it into pieces. So all I'm going to do is pretty much trace this circle around here, and then I'm going to try a new tool that my little brother got me for Christmas to try to cut this out. And let me get that tool. So here's the tool that I'm planning on using with this. I've got a diamond blade in here. And a long time ago I had done an episode on how to cut cast iron. And the best way that I know is with the diamond blade. I have a plasma cutter. I believe plasma cutters will cut through cast iron also, but it's not a great cut. And this little tool is almost identical in purpose to my regular cutoff. The difference is this pneumatic cutoff tool is worth about $10, and this one is probably closer to $200. It's an expensive tool, and I appreciate my brother, buying me this nice stuff. And it takes a series of different wheels if you want. This one says epoxy and PVC, which is sort of interesting, and then your regular grinding disc cutoff wheel kind of thing. But I did a little test cut off camera. It's not the fastest cut in the world, but I think it's going to be perfect for what I'm going to do here. So I'm going to find a good way to mark this off, and then go ahead and maybe give you a time lapse of me cutting this thing into a circle. Again, not the most cerebral video in the world, but for anybody that has a barbecue grill, well, I'm sure at some point in time you're going to need to do something similar. Well, I hope the light's not too blown out on this, but that fits perfectly. That just happened to work out. It catches all these edges. But what I'm a little bit afraid of is that I've got a little tightness in this back grate here. I'm going to go ahead and bring this to the sander and take off a little bit on the corners there, because this is going to expand, and I don't want it to expand. I mean, it's probably only going to expand a couple thousandths, but I don't want it pushing on the outside of the ceramic grill and cracking anything. So, well, that tool worked absolutely swimmingly. Did a wonderful job. I wouldn't say it took more than 4 or 5 minutes, but cutting cast iron is a mess. Oh my gosh. Let me go ahead and get this cleaned up. Alright, well, this is going to be a little bit of a shop update here, so you can go ahead and click off if you're done with the grill stuff. I just wanted to say, Clay, thanks again for this tool. That was outstanding. And for everybody else who's probably been wondering why I haven't made any videos in a while, I just been busy with the chickens, and my little brother's doing some remodel work at his house, and I've been helping him with that. And for the last, what is it, almost year and 9 months, I'd switched jobs and took a job on the other side of the county, and it was a great job. I really enjoyed working there, and I enjoyed working with the people there, and everything was great except for the drive, and it ended up being between an hour and 45 minutes to 2 hours a day in a car, that, in addition to the regular 40-hour work week. And on top of that, whenever there was any storms or hurricanes or anything like that, they always had to be, the nature of the work was, dependent on the weather. So, with that being said, I enjoyed the work, but the drive was more than I wanted to contend with forever. One, because it just, adds an extra 10 hours a week into my work schedule to take out of my life. And then it's wear and tear on the vehicle and all that being said. So I ended up returning to the job that I had before, which I also liked. Long story short, it always comes down to money. But I enjoy the nature of the work that I'm doing now, and really like the people that I work with. They're just a great group. So I'm happy to be back at my old job, and that gives me another 10 hours a week that I'm not in the car, because it's right down the road from my house. So that's all good news. Things are moving forward, and that, frees up a little bit more time for me to spend in the shop. And in addition to that, up until about 2 weeks ago, I had a bunch of chickens in my garage, and I have a little makeshift brooder that I put together, and I will do a video one of these days on my chicken coop. I'm up to 15 chickens now, which is, for those who don't know anything about chickens, it's quite a lot of chickens. But I suspect that over time I will give some away. I want to try to get a couple new chickens every year, so that I have not a bunch of old chickens that phase out and they come through in cohorts. I want to try to keep get a good flock of multi-aged chickens over time, because I plan on keeping them for the foreseeable future. It's been a very gratifying hobby and rewarding hobby, in the sense that I do like eggs, and I like to have a garden, and I like to have some semblance of self-sufficiency with things. You don't have to be an expert and make all your own stuff or do all your own things. But if you can do a little bit on your own, that helps. Every little bit that you do takes the burden off of everything else. But that's sort of a philosophical discussion for maybe another channel. I just wanted to let you guys know that this move back to the other job was because I enjoy the community that we have. I enjoy making YouTube videos, and I'm hoping to get some bigger, better content on here in the near future. I sold my forklift to a buddy of mine, and I might get another forklift, an old Crosley forklift, a smaller one. The one that I have now works perfectly. I just don't use it all the time. So it's taking up space in my shop, and it doesn't really need to be fixed, so I don't know what to do with it. But I'm going to sell it to a buddy of mine, and he needs it for his shop. But we'll see if the forklift project comes together in the future. Of course, I need to finish my grandfather's lathe. When I get the forklift out of here, strangely enough, that will allow me to move in my Bridgeport and do some other things. And I plan on building some custom workbenches. I've had some time to think about things, and I'm going to be in this house, for the foreseeable future. I really like the neighborhood. I grew up in this neighborhood, and I've got a hodgepodge of benches and things in here that are just sort of makeshift, and there's no reason for me to do that. I got a good job. I've got all the tools. I should go ahead and break down and make some benches that fit this place perfectly, and stop dealing with the mess that I have. Let me show you what I'm talking about. I got this table. It's a great table from some sort of store, big box store that went out of business, and I got it for $5 or $10, and it's a nice table, but it just barely fits the curve, the driveway, the garage slopes out, so if any moisture gets in here or water gets in here. But I have all my sanders and everything screwed down on it, and it's this Jamaican Public Works looking thing that just, it functions okay. It's you know, it does what I need it to do, but I could make such a nice bench that maybe integrates in with some of the other benches that I could, you know, my goal is to have all the workbenches be the same height. I have two of the three benches at this right height now, but anyway, my long-term goal is to, hopefully long-term, I mean, I'm talking this year, get this bench, get something custom made here that is designed for the cutting and grinding and all this other stuff, and doesn't look so like such an afterthought. And then the garage, you know, once I get the forklift out of here, take the other bench out of there, put the Bridgeport over there, get rid of the radial arm drill, give that to my little brother. You know, just spend a little bit of time using my brain to organize the shop. I watch, you know, guys like John Crane and Adam Savage, and they just have these beautiful shops. It's just amazing, and I'm jealous of those guys, and there's no reason why I couldn't, you know, spend a little bit more time being being not lazy and doing the right thing. So that's sort of the update on the shop now. I look forward to doing Scout Crafter's screwdriver challenge coming up here. So I'm on the hunt for the perfect bolt for that, and I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. But I'm planning on submitting something for that, so I'm gonna dedicate some time to that this weekend. But that's all I've got for now. So thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing, and I hope you're having a good weekend.